Thank you very much. Buenas tardes, amigos, amigas. Un saludo desde Bolivia, con mucho cariño. Thank you very much for inviting me to say something in this event. I think it's really very important to say something now. And I am coming here to support the Feminist Task Force, who are organizing a very interesting dialogue since tomorrow. And if you want information about that, I ask you to pick up from our stand. Please do that. I will read something that I prepared for this occasion with the hope that we have from Bolivia. To talk about the Millennium Development Goals drives us to numbers. Numbers and the sorrow in confirming that despite there are some advances in the fight against poverty, before 5 years of the deadline, we are still far to achieve the main goals needed to eradicate poverty in the world. Just remember that about 1 million persons do not access to clean water, and 2.4 billion people lack the access to sanitation. Women in the poor countries, and also in my country, have to walk more than 4 hours to reach and to collect water for their families. 24,000 children die every day for diseases related to water. So the Millennium Development Goals are quite far to reach. And probably it happens because we only talk about poverty, but not inequality. Not of the distances that separate human beings one to each other, and we are not talking about the real causes. The United Nations Development Program says that the richest 500 families in the world enjoy the amount in income the same amount in income of the poorest 500 millions of people in the world. The same amount, you can imagine. It is a big gap. And these big gaps are between the richest and the poorest countries, but are also inside the richest countries. We don't have to forget that. There is a big debt to pay to the poorest people in the world. And poverty does not come alone. It is joined to vulnerability and the lack of access to the basic human and the basic resources for keep the dignity. We can see it through the impacts of climate change. After the Copenhagen summit, too many events all over the world have happened, and that beat the poorest due to global warming. We can think of Russia, Pakistan, Central America, South America, and those increase the numbers of poverty all over the world. I come from La Paz, a very nice city surrounded by glaciers, and our glaciers are melting dramatically and faster than we thought. And this will affect our access to water, not only in the cities, but also in all the surrounded communities that live from the ice, that live from those balances that they used to be with the ice and the warm times in my country. And we did not cause the global warming. 80% of the pollution in the air is produced by the 20% of the world population concentrated in developed and richest countries. They believe, the richest, that the world is for sale, and we have to stop that. We are eating this planet without thinking inequality and just thinking that the planet is a resource, but not our home. From Bolivia, we just approved a constitution that claims that we have to protect Mother Earth in order to respect human rights. The only way that we can achieve really human rights is recovering a balance between human beings and nature, human beings and Mother Earth. And that will bring equality for everybody. I am convinced that we cannot fight against poverty if we not face the necessity of real change of the system. If we do not propose ourselves to change the basis of the mercantile society and to erase the deep distances between human beings. It is real nice to feel ideals of richness and success, but not everybody at the same time could reach the wealthy that is sold every day by the media. We have to break those values. That is why in our new constitution we included a principle that is in Quechua we say suma camaña, and in Ecuador they say suma causai. It means living well, because we don't have to pretend to grow for everybody. This world is not unendless. It is not infinite. This world can be ended. So if we apply this principle of living well together in solidarity, probably we can reach also a successful fight against poverty. We cannot keep on fostering dreams of individual wealthiness and richness without thinking in the global community, without the consciousness that we cannot grow forever. If words could change the world, we could have lived in a real different world decades ago. People have the will to change, but we need to convince our governors, our leaders, to really be committed with this claim of the planet and to be coherent at every moment in these efforts. Wars, financial crisis, and profit, thinking only in profit will not give us the balance. We have to stop that, and that depends on our leaders' decisions. We urge those leaders to be responsible with the world and to take very seriously the challenge to fight poverty and injustice. We are here to give our hands. Thank you.